Brand New Cherry Flavor is a twisted and super unique nightmare, but it's also conscious of its roots in horror, with plenty of Easter eggs you might have missed. Now that it's out, let's take a closer look at how the series pays tribute to the masters like David Lynch, Sam Raimi, and more. Spoilers ahead. So right off the bat, a Netflix original series is written with a similar font and shade of yellow as David Lynch's Lost Highway. The series starts with Lisa Nova driving down the highway at night, and that shot of the yellow lines on the road is just like the opening sequence in Lost Highway. Later in the first episode, Lisa has a creepy encounter with Boro, an enigmatic witch, at a party that's reminiscent of the famous scene in Lost Highway where we first meet the Mystery Man. In this scene, Lisa first sees Boro across the room through a crowd of people, and suddenly she's standing right there in front of her. There's one more Lost Highway parallel in the 8th episode. Lisa's shown with a handheld camera to one eye and a crazy look on her face that's just like one of the creepiest moments in Lost Highway, where the Mystery Man does the same thing. There are a few references to other Lynch films as well, like this shot of palm trees in the first episode is nearly identical to the shot in Mulholland Drive. The protagonist arrives in Hollywood with big dreams. In both cases, the image is hazy, slightly overexposed, representing a moment of naive optimism before the nightmare begins. Patrick Fischler, who you might remember from Twin Peaks or the diner scene in Mulholland Drive, shows up in the 7th episode of the show. And even though his roles in the projects are as different as possible, it doesn't feel like a coincidence, especially because the actor's face is so distinctive and unique. Brand New Cherry Flavor and Mulholland Drive also share a similar theme. A young woman coming to Hollywood with big dreams only to find herself falling down a rabbit hole of surreal horror. The show also features several elements that pay homage to David Lynch's general style. One of those elements is the look and feel of Lisa's apartment. In the 2nd episode, a shot shows the apartment dark and shadowy, with lots of detail and a single lit lamp. Feels right out of a Lynch movie. And another thing to look out for is the soundtrack. Jeff Russo's score definitely channels some Angelo vibes. It's not all Lynch, though. Another that comes to mind is Sam Raimi, especially since it's about a curse that gets out of hand. In Drag Me to Hell, the protagonist sacrifices her kitten in an attempt to end the curse. Later, her possessed assistant vomits up the kitten, similar to the kittens that Lisa is forced to puke up in Brand New Cherry Flavor. I wish I could unsee that. Shifting gears to Night of the Living Dead, Boro employs a group of zombies to protect and do things for her. And of course, impossible to talk about zombies without bringing up George Romero's classic. And incidentally, the iconic scene where a zombie kills her own mother with a trowel is playing on a TV in the background of the 6th episode. And finally, the 80s slasher classic Friday the 13th. It's referenced in episode 6 when Boro tells the man trying to kill Lisa not to use a machete. This, of course, is referencing Jason Voorhees of the Friday the 13th movies. And it's worth noting that Brand New Cherry Flavor came out on Friday the 13th. So, if we missed anything or you can't unsee that cat scene, let us know in the comments. And be sure to follow Netflix Geeked to find your next favorite show.
All I wanted to do was make a movie.